President Joe Biden's locked garage may offer enough protection for his classic Corvette, but that's probably not the case for the classified material found there. His aides have turned over a small number of secret documents. Now the Justice Department has appointed a special counsel to investigate. Reporter Benji Heyer joins us live from Washington. So Benji, what do we know about these documents?
Andrew, Biden's aides located two sets of classified documents at different locations within Joe Biden's residence, and that was after his lawyers had found an initial set of classified documents in his Washington, D.C. office in November as they were moving out, a discovery that, in Joe Biden's own words, left him surprised. The White House claims that they were inadvertently misplaced and they were not intentionally retained. They've argued that, for instance, that they acted promptly, did the right thing by handing these documents immediately back to the National Archives, and Joe Biden has insisted that he and his team will cooperate fully with authorities.
Take classified documents and classified material seriously. We're cooperating fully and completely with the Justice Department's review. As part of that process, my lawyers reviewed other places where documents from my time as vice president were stored, and they finished the review last night. They discovered a small number of documents of classified markings in storage areas and file cabinets in my home and my personal library.
And then, in the past couple of hours, there was this.
The extraordinary circumstances here require the appointment of a special counsel for this matter. This appointment underscores for the public the department's commitment to both independence and accountability in particularly sensitive matters, and to making decisions indisputably guided only by the facts and the law.
Attorney General Merrick Garland appointing attorney Robert Hur to investigate whether anybody broke the law. We don't necessarily know, or we probably won't find out for national security reasons, exactly what is in these documents, but the special counsel insisting he will conduct this investigation with fair, impartial and dispassionate judgment.
And Benji, what about the political ramifications? What are Republicans saying about this?
Well, it's a good question because there were comparisons immediately drawn between what happened with Donald Trump. You might recall that a few months ago it was disclosed that the FBI had found a series of classified documents in his Mar-a-Lago home. We've heard from the former president, who in recent days has posted on his Truth Social account that the FBI should raid the White House too. Now, Joe Biden had called the actions of Donald Trump irresponsible, and that has instigated cries of hypocrisy from Republicans who don't see a major difference between what Donald Trump might have done and what we've seen recently with Joe Biden.
I think Congress has to investigate this. Here's an individual that's been in office for more than 40 years. Here's an individual that sat on 60 Minutes that was so concerned about President Trump's documents locked in behind, and now we find it just as a vice president, keeping it for years out in the open in different locations.
Democrats argue, of course, there is a major difference, that Donald Trump did not cooperate fully with authorities. The FBI had to go and search and find a series, far more classified documents than we've seen with this specific case with Joe Biden. But what it definitely shows is that the president will now have to be on the defensive with this investigation, with Republicans taking charge of the House of Representatives. And I'm sure people in the United States will want some further clarity here. It may very well be provided. Joe Biden earlier this morning saying that he was going to get a chance to speak on all of this, God willing, soon.
Benji, thank you. Reporter Benji Heyer, live in Washington.